What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails of Cold Steel 2. Last time we got started on our bonding events, now that Class 7 is all back together and here in Ymir, while everyone's resting up for the day, while also trying to figure out what it is they should do next, what their place is going to be in this civil war that's taking place here in Erebonia. It's so funny to kind of think about because obviously we knew, you know, when we were playing through Azure, we knew about the civil war that was happening in Erebonia, but now we're actually seeing it happen in person instead of seeing it from the outside. But we have some bonding events left to do. I'm going to split the last 4 between doing both for Instructor Sarah and both for Laura. So let's head over to Instructor Sarah. And obviously I say both because there are the characters we just rescued, Eustace, Laura, Emma, and Instructor Sarah, because they're joining so late in the first act. They haven't had as much time to have bonding events, so they double up on them. So we are going to do both for Instructor Sarah and both for Laura, and then we will move on with the story. So I don't know which one is Instructor Sarah, so I guess we'll... Okay, Eustace is over here at the pool table. Hello, Instructor Sarah. Well, seeing as Toval and Miles are safe, I'm guessing all the bracers here in Erebonia are probably okay. I mean, there's not that many. Wish I could say the same for our colleagues in Crossbell, though. I can't even get in touch with Wenzel. So we obviously know Wenzel. Wenzel is one of the bracers at the Crossbell branch, obviously. But, this must obviously be the time where everything is kind of hitting the fan, you know, with the military that Dieter put together. So obviously the Bracer Guild couldn't really do too much. A friend of yours? We go back a ways, yeah. He used to be registered as a Bracer here, but eventually he packed up and moved to Crossbell. Anyway, leave worrying about guild stuff, the guild to us. You've got enough on your plates as it is. Just focus on what moves you guys are going to make next. If you feel like you need a break, I'd be happy to join you, though. Maybe I should take her up on that. That sounds nice, actually. Would you mind hanging out for a while? Striking while the iron's hot, I see. Alright, I could use the company. I was actually thinking of heading to the tavern for a drink or two. What do you say, a little change of venue? That's fine with me, but I'll stick with living the dry life. Figured you'd say that. Come on, then. No sooner had they arrived at the tavern did Sarah ask Gerald for alcohol recommendations. And she offered to pay. Reen settled on a ginger ale. Ah, this is the good stuff. Is there any bracer that drinks like her? I mean, obviously Sherazard, I would say. I mean, Aina is a receptionist, but I guess Sherazard would really be the only other bracer we've seen really drink like Sarah. But, yeah, I really can't think of anybody else. Everyone else is pretty, business as usual. Obviously, Estelle and Joshua don't drink. Agate doesn't drink. I highly doubt Arios drinks. Aeolia and Lynn don't seem like drinkers. Yeah, I don't really think there's anyone else I can think of that really drinks like them or at all. It's got a very mellow taste, but it's sweet and refreshing too. I had no idea you could make something so good out of rice of all things. It's a kind of alcohol from the east that Master Kafai brought here, I believe. Gerald said it's called Junmai Shu. That Master Kafai sure knows his stuff. He sounds like a man I'd love to drink the night away with. He's always been a bit of a heavy drinker, so I'm pretty sure he'd take you up on that if you asked. But you might want to cut down with the booze. With things so shaky now, you never know when you'll need to take action. I know. I'm not planning on getting myself plastered when you've got that discussion later on, so don't freak out. I think I've earned a bit of alcoholic relaxation time personally. I don't even know what you've been up to. After all, I went cold turkey while I was in hiding. It was torture. Would you deny your poor instructor some sweet, sweet relief? Sure, relief, let's call it that. What have you been doing all this time anyway? We didn't hear so much as a rumor about you. Oh, I was just lying low, gathering what information I could through connections from my guild years. Information about what was going on elsewhere in the country, the capital in particular, that kind of stuff. In the capital? Did you manage to find anything out? No more than you did yourselves, sad to say. The Noble Alliance is doing a great job of keeping information from leaking out of the city. After that, I decided to sneak into the Karuzan province to follow the Alliance's movements there. Safe to assume she didn't find anything. And that was when I ended up getting in contact with Eustace. Okay. I see. It's pretty impressive you were able to do so much on your own. Well, working alone, gathering information are two things I had to get used to during my guild years. So it was nothing new for me. If anything, I'm more impressed with everything you've managed to do. I'm very curious, who... Because obviously you have to have someone that you're giving your... Obviously she would have had to have gotten all those recommendations as well, same as Estelle and Joshua did. So, I'm wondering, you know, obviously she wasn't... I assume she wasn't drinking like this back then. I was glad to see everyone here was okay after that Jaeger attack, too. Sounds like it was a high-ranking corpse. Yeah, the Northern Jaegers, under orders from Duke Albarea. Fortunately, there were no fatalities, even if the experience was pretty traumatic for everyone. Dad's woken up now, too, so there's no real long-term damage there. We had the goddess's blessings in that respect. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to help when you needed it most, Reed. You don't need to apologize. You couldn't possibly know what was going to happen. Is something wrong? You look distracted all of a sudden. No, it's nothing. I was just thinking about what a relief it is that your dad's okay. He always seemed like a pleasant man, especially for a noble. Handsome, too. I don't like where this is going. Oh, relax. I'm just kidding. Anyway, all that aside, you've made it this far. You can make it the rest of the way, too. Just keep your eyes on the future, and that starts by deciding what to do next. You're right. We'll be counting on your this stuff is awesome. Can you at least let me finish before you wind up passing out on the floor? After finishing her drink, Reen led an ever-so-tipsy instructor Sarah back to the Phoenix Wings. Well, there you have it. Deadly assist. That sounds cool. Alright, let's do another one. Oh, all those drinks got me feeling kind of sleepy. I can't afford to doze off during the discussion later. Maybe I should go out and get some air. A little exercise always sobers me up faster for some reason. How about it? Want to join me? Should I do? Sure. Alright then, I'm up for it. You are attaboy, Reen. Actually, since we got plenty of morning left to fritter away, I've got an idea. What do you say a little one-on-one training? Sounds good to me, just maybe don't rough me up too much. Well, let's take this somewhere a bit less populated then, shall we? Together, Reen and Sarah headed out to the valley. There, they found a nice quiet area to hold their impromptu training session. You've definitely gotten stronger while I've been away. Good to see getting that knight of yours hasn't caused you to start slacking on your training. Still no match for you, though. She's holding back, but only just... I think if I really try, I might just be able to beat her. She clearly wants me to do it. If that's what she wants, then I'll show her just how much I've improved. You're all fired up now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's pick things up where we left off. Right. Come on, that all you got? I hope it isn't, because you're not going to be able to rescue your sister or the princess if that's the best you can do. Ugh. Remember when I said you were the center of Class 7? Well, I still feel that way even now. And I won't rest easy until I know the center's capable of beating me on his own at least once. Rah! Yeah. I'm so sorry. Are you alright, Rean? Yeah, I'm fine. Just... I should have known I was no match for you. Ew. No, that was your victory, not mine. What do you mean? I knew that last attack of yours was going to be far more powerful than I thought you were capable of. So I was forced to stop holding back in order to block it. That's a victory in my book. Clearly, all that stuff you've been doing has been great for your training. I'd really like to think so. I'd chalk that one up to luck, personally. I wasn't even thinking. It was more like my body acted on its own. I'm going to need a lot more practice before I can pull off feats like that at will. If you understand that, then I need say no more. But don't worry. I'm sure if you train enough, you'll be able to do it. Have faith in yourself, yeah? You've got both the potential and the mindset to achieve great things. I'll try. Well, there you have it. Now, exhausted, the two of them went back to the village. I don't even want to think about how badly that last attack could have hurt him. I feel like this war is causing the old me to resurface. The old you, huh? You know, all these A-rank bracers have some kind of, like, baggage back... I mean, bracers in general usually have some baggage, but you really think Agate and Arios, for example, really had some baggage with them. So, Sarah's probably no different, since all three of them... I think at this point, Agate is A-rank bracer. So, all three of them are roughly around the same point, I would think. Alright, let's get these last two bonding events done. We'll talk to Laura, and that'll be it. Like I said, I'm really going to avoid doing, like, the Fee ones, unless it's, like, literally our only choice, just because Fee was the one I focused on my original playthrough of these 4 games. Even the air here feels clean. It's not hard to see why Yun Kafai is so fond of this village. I hope I'll get the chance to bring Father and Klaus here one day. We'd be happy to have them, and don't worry, I'm sure you'll have plenty of chances once the war is over. I hope so. I suppose that's another reason for us to hasten its conclusion. But I'm still at a loss as to how, though. What should we do, I wonder? She's definitely racking her brain over this. Maybe a break would do her good. Why don't we go somewhere and take a break? It's good to take a breather sometimes when you're stuck on a difficult problem. That sounds reasonable. In that case, I'd like to ask you a favor. Would you escort me to your room? Huh? What? Sure, why not? So this is your bedroom? The decor has something of an Eastern feel to it, fitting for a former student of Yun Kafai's. Is there anything here that's particularly representative of the 8 Leaves School? Haha, I should have known. You caught me off guard when you wanted to see my room, but it figures that's what you were interested in. Why would you be surprised? Oh, it's nothing. As for your question, I don't have all that much, I'm afraid. Wait, actually, I have some tea leaves Master Kafai gave to Dad a while back, I think. How about it? You up for some green tea? Really, I'd like that very much. Yeah, definitely not what he was expecting, but he doesn't seem to be complaining. This has a quite refined taste indeed. It isn't my first time tasting green tea. Monica let me sample the tea served at her class tea house during the festival. But this seems to have more depth to its flavor and fragrance. Master Kafai is a huge fan of this kind, apparently. He brought it back from the East himself. So, Calvard. He's always bringing gifts whenever he comes to visit. So he's popular among the locals. Everyone here likes him. And yet we've never met him yet, despite the number of times we've heard his name. You know, Annalis's uncle? Father? I forget if it was her uncle or her father, or grandfather. But yeah, he really now. I've yet the opportunity to meet him in person, but I can see easily why he and Father get along so well. Would you happen to know where he is now? Nope, afraid not. The letter I received from him during our vacation here didn't specify. He's always been something of a vagrant. He wanders the continent throughout the year, stopping wherever he pleases. So while I couldn't tell you where he is, I'm sure he's just fine. I imagine so. If rumor is to be believed, he's as proficient with a blade as father, if not more. Are you worried about your dad? I am. I try to avoid admitting it publicly, but it's a fact. His skill is as immense as ever, but given the various new weapons that have come into play during this war, along with other powerful warriors such as General Aurelia and the Knight from Ouroboros, yeah, I can't blame you for being a little concerned under the circumstances. Still, all we can do in the meantime is keep going and do what we're able. So long as we keep that up, I'm sure we'll be reunited with them in due time. Maybe. No, you're right. In a sense, this is but another trial we must overcome to reach greater heights. Yeah, and I know we can overcome it so long as we're together. Now, Rean, did you mean you and Laura, or just Class 7 in general? Cool. They got level 4. Alright, let's do the last one. That tea was delicious. Thank you for allowing me to join you. Incidentally, Toval mentioned you used to train somewhere deeper in the mountains. Is that true? Yeah, in the Isengard Range. Wait, don't tell me you're planning on going up there on your own. Well, after that break, I feel like doing something more active. A walk in the crisp, snowy mountains should clear my mind just perfectly. I wouldn't mind a mountain walk. If you're really that interested, I can show you the way there. Would you? I'd be very grateful. Then we should set out at once. I love how they do make it like a two-parter thing, where they still address the previous bonding event with the next one. Together, Rean and Laura climbed the Ymir mountain path, their destination being the canyon above. Soon enough, they had arrived at the area where Rean once trained under Master Kafai. Ew, I wasn't expecting the climb to be quite so lengthy. Or that far, really. You conducted your training a remarkable distance from Ymir for one so young. Yeah, we spent about a month living up here away from civilization. We trained almost every day, but even when I wasn't training, he was teaching me how to live side by side with nature. We had to catch our own food, secure a place to sleep every night, sometimes we'd even challenge monsters as practice. Oh my, that does sound rather harsh. You were just a boy at the time of your training, yes? I can't fault it, however. The Arcade School does have similar practices. Even when I was a child, I would often join the students in training in the mountains. Haha, I'm not surprised to hear that the Arcade School's training's right up there with the 8 Leaves. I made it through in one piece, but I was completely exhausted by the end. Elise was really worried about me. She wouldn't stop crying when I'd finally come back home. That's not hard to picture. After taking a look at the scenery, there's not a doubt in my mind that the training here would be a valuable exercise. Yeah, it certainly was. Standing up here and being surrounded by nature serves as a reminder of just how small and insignificant we really are. I suppose you could say the same about our swords in this war. Sorry, Laura, I'm not following. No matter how much its wielder trains, realistically, a mere swordsman stands no chance against stands no chance against a force of tanks or soldats. That being the case, what significance do swords even have in this war? I've been pondering this a lot lately, and I still haven't reached an answer. That's a good question. And yet, when I look around at the vast mountains surrounding us, I feel like I've been liberated from those worries. It wasn't just because she was a skilled warrior that the Lance Maiden was able to end the war of her time. That played a role, certainly, but she must have possessed numerous other qualities that contributed. Yeah, it's true. And in the same way, I'm sure there's a role that swords can play in ending this war too, even if they can't do it alone. My thoughts exactly. We simply have to find it, and as a class, I know we will. After talking for a while, they enjoyed a short mock battle against one another before returning to Ymir. Alright, well, there you go. Alright, that's all 4 of our bonding events. Now, here's the issue. I feel like this conversation that the characters are going to have is going to lead into something big. But this is also, like, a very, very, like, short video. Yeah, enjoy your free time and then rest. So, I guess really quick, we could rest at the Phoenix Wings. Yeah, I'll probably just end the video here. It'll be a shorter video, but obviously it's better to do that than to end up with an, you know, an hour-and-a-half video next time. Are we allowed to use the outdoor one? How do you even go there? Those are the indoors. How do you go to the outdoor one? The outdoor bath has been repaired at last. Okay. I guess during the day you can only use the indoor ones. Alright, let's see who ends up in here. We got Reen, Eustace, and Machias for the boys. Claire, Milliam, and Emma for the girls. Alright, so next time we're going to go back to, like I said, this is kind of a shorter video just to get those bonding events out of the way. Next time we are going to head into the house and rest. Oh wait, actually, you know what? There is one more thing we can do. We didn't do snowboarding since we've been back. Why don't we do A3 course? Yeah. There we go. That's something we can do. And then after this, we'll end things off. Oh. Oh crap, I missed that one. Alright, so as long as that's the only one I miss, I'll be fine. Alright, I gotta get 4 more. Oh, there must have... Oh no, I got them all. Okay. Alright, so I just missed that one. Oh well.
Yes, yatta zo.
Passion leggings. A new board, huh? Select board on the course menu. Cool. Very cool, so we got a new board to try out next time. Alright, so that for sure is going to be it for this time. So next time we'll go and rest and see what Class 7 ends up deciding to do as... Actually, once again, we can at least talk to everyone we didn't do bonding events with just to see what they're thinking before we actually end things. I'm super bored, so I'm thinking I might check out the souvenir shop. What kind of stuff you think they've got over there? Think it's cool? We're about to have a major discussion about our class's future. How can you be bored? Okay, don't answer that, but you can at least brainstorm something to contribute to the discussion. Nope! You know I'm never going to come up with anything, and no matter what you decide, it doesn't change things for me. One way or another, Lammy and I are going to keep fighting with you guys. You just pick a path and we'll bust it open. Good to know, but we value your opinion, so you might want to think things over. Milliam's answer is going to be something simple along the lines of, like, just beat up the bad guys. This dog's name is Badou, right? He's cute. Yeah, Dad raised him to be a hunting dog. Believe it or not, he's a sweetie, though. Looks like a smart one to me. Petting him's really relaxing, too. I'll stay with him for a bit while I think about what we should do. He's really taking the fee. Panting, huh? Okay. We'll go say hi to everyone else. So Gaius is in the church. I figured a quiet church would be the perfect place to sit and think about what we could do. But so far it hasn't done me much good. There has to be something we can do to help the people of Erebonia, but what? Yeah, though hopefully whatever we decide will help the people of Nord too. That's gotta be something, there's gotta be something that only we can do that will help better people's lives. We just need to figure out what. That's about the point I'm at. Still, if we keep thinking it over, I'm sure the winds and the goddess will grant us their inspiration eventually. Yeah, but like, how do you find a way to just end the war when, you know, both sides are never going to see eye to eye? The nobles think that, you know, the nobles should just own everything and be in charge of everything. Whereas, of course, you have everyone else who, you know, thinks we should have things how they were. Deciding on what our class should do has proven more difficult than expected. Still, I left Barrier Heart so I could make my own decisions about life. I'll make this one for myself too. Even if the decision is yours, the burden doesn't have to be. House Alborea's problems concern every single one of us. There's no reason you need to sort all of this out on your own. We've been with you this long, that's not gonna change. Heh, thank you, but I'm aware. Alright, just as perplexed about what to do as you are. I thought bouncing ideas off Elliot might help me think of something, but again, no dice. I'm afraid my thought process hasn't been much better. Goes without saying that saving Elise, Princess Alphen, and your dad takes top priority for me, bud. We need to consider the country as a whole before we commit to something. The war's taken away our right to be selfish, which means we need to weigh in on more than just what we want. As nice as it would be to abuse Valamore's power willy-nilly. I mean, he's right. As important as it is to save Elise and Princess Alphen, that might not be our first course of action. Sitting in here brings back memories. Remember trying to lock down ideas for our concert in the middle of our trip? Guess it wasn't that long ago, but it feels like another lifetime, especially since Crow was with us then. Yeah, it really does. But it's not another lifetime, is it? It's this one. There's no reason that all of us hanging out and having fun has to say a thing in the past. The only hard part is figuring out how to make it a reality again. Which is admittedly pretty hard, but I'm thinking of ways to make it happen. Good job, Elliot. Isn't Emma up here too? Oh no, that was Sarah. Emma is down at the tavern with Celine and Toval. Alright, so we'll say hi to them and then we'll actually end things off. And for sure this time. The guild should probably follow your guys' example and figure out what we're gonna do next, to be honest. I mean, that's true, because the guild is always a third party as well. Hopefully we'll be able to keep working with you guys. Might be easier now that Sarah's shown up again. I'm down if you are. There we go. But yeah, leave worrying about the guild stuff to us. You guys got your own stuff to take care of. I don't mind if you focus on Class 7 for a while, but don't forget that we've got a full-fledged witch to worry about. And to be honest, I think the sooner we deal with her, the better. Before the time comes, you might want to try hardening up that bleeding heart of yours. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I do hope she'll give us a chance to talk things out first. That's the kind of soft-hearted thing I was warning you about. This is not my conversation to enter. But I guess they're talking about Vita. Alright, I think that's everybody. Is there anyone else left unspoken to? Nope, that's it. Alright, so next time, like I said, we'll rest, and then it'll be time for the Class 7 discussion about what their place in this war is going to be, and then we'll move on from there. So, That's gonna be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe for more to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.